Hey, this is a practical low-light comparison of the Sony a7 III and the Sony a7S II that focuses on details in faces. If you've been frustrated by other videos making pretty much useless comparisons of dark hallways or side alleys, this is the video you're looking for. My name's Luke with Wedding Film Coach, and Wedding Film Coach is all about helping beginners get started with video and helping wedding filmmakers design their brand, build their business, and develop their craft. If you're interested in learning how to get started with wedding filmmaking, there's a free ebook waiting for you just below in the descriptions. Just follow that link. So something happened in April of 2014 that would forever change the landscape of digital photography and videography. Finally, filmmakers who focused on image quality, 4K resolution, and perhaps most importantly, low light performance, had an economically feasible solution. The original Sony a7S mirrorless camera was announced and left the world breathless. Now, after a proper sequel in the a7S II and technological integrations into their photography-focused R series and hybrid base model, we come to the instantly prolific Sony a7 III. In this video, I'm going to offer a practical comparison between the Sony a7 III and the Sony a7S II low-light performance. One of the frustrations I have with a lot of videos on YouTube is that they shoot down dark hallways or a side alley, something like that, and they look at low-light performance, when in fact they're just looking at the amount of noise showing up on a brick or something like that. If you get paid to go out and shoot brick walls at night, then that's awesome. But for me, I get paid to capture beautiful footage of brides on their wedding day. And there's usually several low light situations in which I still need to capture clean footage. So I really wanted to know if this camera was going to be able to deliver. So I wanted to test its low light capabilities on a face. There's a lot of psychology involved here, but suffice it to say that there's something about our eyes and visual perception that are able to immediately perceive if something is off or not quite right about a face. You can throw noise reduction on your footage all day long for details, dress shots, and B-roll. But the moment you put your camera on a face, it needs to capture clean footage. All of that said, I decided to use my beautiful wife as a model for our purposes to see how these two cameras compare. Without further ado, here is some test footage to judge for yourself. Hey, thanks for taking a look at this video, and I truly hope that I've been helpful. That's definitely one of my goals here at Wedding Film Coach, is to be practical help to you who are probably trying to decide where to spend your money. You probably don't have thousands of dollars laying around just to throw at cameras or lenses. You have to make very succinct and precise decisions on your budget and what you spend your money on as far as gear is concerned and education. And speaking of that, I'm currently developing an educational platform that is specifically geared for wedding filmmakers like yourself who are just beginning, or maybe you've been in the business for a year or two, just dabbling in it very casually, or just kind of it's a side job or part-time income. And what I want to do is give you the resources, the education, the philosophy, the branding, the business models that are going to help take your wedding filmmaking business to the point where you can go full-time at it if you want to. A lot of you probably love your jobs and you wouldn't ever think about leaving your job to do wedding filmmaking full-time, but you're definitely interested on increasing your margins so that you can get paid more money for each wedding, so that you can decrease your costs for each wedding, making sure that you're spending your budget appropriately. That's what I want to do for you guys, because I know when I started out, there wasn't anything like this available. Honestly, there still isn't anything like this available. Sure, there's videos on creativelive.com or Udemy or Skillshare, but it's all very technical, like here's how you edit a wedding film, or here's how you shoot a wedding film. Or you can watch, if you have the time, my goodness, you can watch hours and hours, probably days worth of videos on YouTube that show you how to film a wedding. And for me, again, I know when I was starting out, I didn't have an hour and a half to sit down and watch a video of somebody, filming a wedding for the day. I'm sure it's really helpful. I still don't have that time. I have two little girls. I have a wife that I want to spend time with. When I first started out, I had two jobs. At one point, I had 5 part-time jobs that I was doing, including wedding filmmaking, and it was just crazy. I did not have time. The only free time I had was when I was driving from my city to where I would work about 25 or 30 minutes away. And I would, do as much as I could and watch as many YouTube videos as I could, or listen to as many podcasts as I could. But still, it was broken up. It wasn't anything that was really a whole idea. And so that's what I want to do with this wedding filmmaking educational platform. And so what I want you to do, if you're interested in that, it doesn't cost you any money to do this. Go to weddingfilmcoach.com and go to the educational platform section and just say, hey, I'm interested. Just give me your information there and I'll put you on an email list. I'm not going to spam you. I'm not going to sell it to anybody. It's just to keep you updated on how that is coming as I develop it through the year. And you may also have the chance to be a part in developing that, letting me know what's important to you, what kind of questions do you have, and what you need to really get started and to maximize your effort for wedding filmmaking. And so if you'll do that, I'll promise I'll keep you in the loop. I'll also include a specific link in the description below if you just want to go there quickly. And hey, thanks so much for watching this again. I hope it was helpful. I hope you see the differences between these two cameras in low light situations. To sum up what I think, okay, if you were trying to make a decision on which of these cameras to buy, and this is considering that it's rumored that the Sony a7S III is on its way out, it's in development. People are thinking it's going to come out this fall, possibly announced at Photokina in September or October of 2018. Considering that, I think the Sony a7S II is still a terrific camera, and I think it's selling right now for around $2,300 US, and the a7 III is selling for about $2,000 US. They're both great cameras. If you consistently find yourself in low light situations with wedding filmmaking and you don't have any kind of lighting gear for receptions or for darker moments in a ceremony perhaps, then I still think that the a7S II has superior image quality. Not by much, but if image quality is really important to you in low light performance, you have to have the best, the Sony a7S II still leads the way in those areas. However, if autofocus is more important to you, if overall usability and functionality is important to you, and that extra $300 is important to you in the price, then the Sony a7 III is a great option. also, if you are a hybrid shooter, meaning that you make money off doing photography and videography, maybe you do family portraits on the side, or maybe you take senior pictures on the side, then this camera is going to give you much better photography quality in your photography images than the Sony a7S II. This just has a 12 megapixel sensor. It's not geared for the autofocus to be capable of taking great photographs quickly. And so if you are a hybrid shooter at all, and that's something you want to consider when making your purchase, definitely go for the Sony a7 III. Those are my suggestions. Again, I hope this has mostly been helpful. Let me know in the comments what other questions you might have. If you were confused on anything in the test that I showed you, let me know. Again, it's my goal to be helpful. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.